for understanding purposes, schmeine ich werde alles op Englisch machen, weil I stutter less an schmeine si viel mé klo op Englisch. So ass Manner Probabilität dat sech filmi Sprochen mixen. So I already had a few ideas for a few themes and I wanted to structure them a lot better, but there's something that always bugged my mind and I haven't had the time to structure it because it's just something that makes me very very down and I don't think I can sit down and think about it because it just messes with me a lot. It messes with me physically too. I get very nauseous when I think about it. So I just thought letting it out, what comes and what doesn't come out. It's not that structured for this theme. We're going to talk about regret. I have a lot of problems with regret. First of all, I have a huge problem with being scared someone dies and me regretting not having spent enough time with them. It's something I've talked to a psychologist about. It's just the fear of the day someone lies on their deathbed that they think of me and they think that I didn't do enough for them. That's one of my biggest fears. I'm always very scared and I always regret not having spent enough time with people, enough money, or I haven't texted them a lot. At some point, we also need to think about reciprocité, but it's not about that. It's about me as a person, what I need to do, and not what they need to do. I want to focus on that. At the end, no matter what, sometimes for some people, it's never going to be enough. If already you try to do so much and you feel like it's not enough, even if you go above and beyond, it's not going to be anyways. I try my best still. So even me trying my best, I feel that way. It's just a work on yourself that you have to do. There's no real recipe, no real solution or magic potion. You just need to kind of deal with it and know that what you can do, you will do. What you can't, you won't. And it's just a matter of acceptance. Now, le deuxième volet of my regret situation is about doing things you regret. Haven't we all done that? Haven't we all had them? We all have done things we regret. We might have done things we would not forgive other people for, and yet we still did them. And we pray that they forgive us. Do of me a moment for reflection because, okay, when you do something you regret, and even so something you wouldn't accept or wouldn't forgive, it takes a big toll on you. And the first thing to do, I think, is to immediately acknowledge what you did and try your best to make the other person feel seen and feel better and feel comfortable because you did hurt someone. Donovan, for me, for example, when I do something that doesn't align with my values, I tend to have a really hard time to forgive myself. Even if it's just, I don't know, imagine I would have eaten chicken yesterday and I'm a vegetarian. I would have a really hard time to forgive myself for that. But at the end, what I think matters a lot and what I think a lot of people should hear is that when you fuck up, you should be accountable for it. You should apologize and you should have the other person's feelings at your top of the priority. But then you should also think about how the future will look like with yourself. I'm not saying you should forget it or you should move on like it doesn't matter at all. I'm saying that you should know how to live with yourself with the fact you did something you regret. Props to my psychologist. You know, you did shit. You did. The first good thing you did was recognize it. The second good thing was to apologize. And if you show you want to get better and if you show that you regret it, you really don't look forward to doing it again, I think you can start to feel more comfortable with living with yourself. I'm not saying feel good about it. We should find a way to balance the fact that we want to feel better with ourselves because we want to know how to live with it and not kill ourselves mentally. But we should also consider and respect the time, reactions, and the behaviors of the person that was affected by it. That being said, I really want to choose the right words, okay? At some point, you should start to feel like yourself again. You should start to understand that a mistake is a mistake and is not your whole personality. A mistake is there to be learned from. You shouldn't beat yourself up now because of something you did. And for the future, it should look easier or lighter for you to feel better with yourself because time has passed. It's the same as with death. It's not like you moved on from it, it just got lighter in your heart. It's not like it should be ignored. You should take accountability for it, but it's something that shouldn't define your life for the rest of it. Stuff happens. Sometimes stuff could have been avoided, but it happens. The most important about it is that a mistake is not a pattern and it shouldn't be repeated then. Then I ask myself, okay, if I do something that I could not forgive, would I forgive it? And why wouldn't I forgive it? If you have a person in front of you that did a horrible thing and at the end they are so not remorseful about it and they just don't care, I would not forgive it. I would not take the time, the energy, and invest myself on needing to forgive someone that also doesn't want to put energy and effort into her development. But if you see that someone did a mistake and they do try to get better and they show the remorse, you also don't want to beat them up about it. You also don't want to make them feel like they're the worst person alive, because if they already know what they did, they're already going to feel that way without you needing to tell them about it. You also need to heal first, of course. You need to make sure that that's what you want to do, that you want to forgive someone, and you need to understand that people make mistakes, and if someone is remorseful about it, and if you want to be part of them becoming better, then you will also have to give them a chance at the end. I hope I made myself clear, even though a Glücklich tun. Conclusion here is that everyone will do mistakes. Everyone does, and everyone always will do. You're not okay, but what's okay is that you try to get better and that you show that you want to be better for the person you hurt. Conclusion for the hurt person is that take your time to heal, take your time to be mad and be sad and be upset. You shouldn't feel ashamed to forgive when someone does a mistake. I feel like that's a lot of personal growth. I have a lot of respect for those people because myself, I am very tough with forgiving, very tough. And I think now life just shows me that when you have problems forgiving people, this is how people feel. Because I've done things that I regret and I wish people would forgive me and they don't. And now I feel the way I made people feel. Is it karma? Maybe. Or maybe it's just a cycle of life. You don't forgive, you forgive, and you do mistakes, and you don't do your mistakes. And if for some reason the person doesn't forgive, it will feel heartbreaking. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't forgive yourself. The other person might not forgive you, but you live with yourself. You are you 24/7. So you need to someday accept what you did and be able to live with it, because if you can't do it, nobody else will.